things went on well, but after they told me again that I have to get altars. 8 altars from P4 to P7. So these altars had to be virgins. 8 virgin girls, 8 in P4, 8 in P5, 8 in P6, 8 in P7.
So the altars were not supposed to be in a physical place like say a church or a shrine, but they were supposed to be human beings.
Human beings as altars. Yeah.
Go ahead,
They
explain.
had to be like the source of power for what I was going to release into the school.
Wow.
They were going to be the source. Remember, an altar is a source of power.
It's a pillar that generates power.
Yes. So how I had to con those girls, I had to kiss them or to do handshake.
They were supposed to be your girlfriends? Or?
Girlfriends. So I come to you, I con you, you accept. I would use 2 minutes. I con you, you accept. So after accepting, only yes, that 3-letter word means a lot in the spirit, in the spiritual realm. So when you say yes, it's like you've connected with me spiritually.
So say you come and say, I really love you and I want you to be my girlfriend. Then somebody says yes. So it's enough for that.
It's enough.
Yes, our viewers, we are once again back in the studio. This is our 4th episode. And I'm back with Eddie Kavuma. I am Patrick Wandera, as usual, to present this program where we share our testimony, deep testimonies. Those who are seeing us for the first time, Eddie served the devil from the time he began understanding that he's a human being until the Lord delivered him. So, Eddie, you're welcome into the studio. We have written materials that you can get from our online, from our website. This is Soul Merchants. Soul Merchants, a book which deals with the testimonies of people who have been delivered from the powers of darkness, who have served the devil. There's one particular one who was being raised to become a president of Uganda, but his soul was captured and he was in hell itself. He knew hell, he knew everything. We have here 7 years in hell, a few minutes in heaven. Wonderful book. It has transformed many people's lives. I remember a woman who was reading, she wrote me, she was traveling from Japan to Vietnam, and she was reading this book on the train. She told me by the time she reached Vietnam, some demons had left her. So these are very powerful resources. You can get them from online or buy them directly from Deliverance Church, Makere Hill, or from our bookshops across the Kampala city. You just ask for Pastor Patrick Wandera's books. So today we are with Eddie again in the studio. God is going to reveal different things as you have. God wants to deliver. He wants to expose certain things that have been hidden for a long time. And to many people who hear this, some of them will not believe. But even when Jesus was here on the earth, even his real brothers did not believe him. So our effort here is to simply share that which God has revealed to us so that your eyes may be open. Eddie Kavuma, you're welcome into the studio. Please share with our audience your experience in schools, what you are doing. We ended when you are still in primary 6. So can you tell us more about what you continue to do in primary 6 and your education until you receive the Lord? So
in primary 6, they gave me a mission to corrupt. It was corrupting the wisdom of the students. So I used the discussion groups as a trap. Now that was when I remembered the wisdom they gave me, the spiritual wisdom.
So you were very brilliant, and children were coming to you because you would help them understand.
Yeah, for consultation, teaching them where they didn't understand, like that.
Okay.
So I began organizing discussion groups because demons told me you're going to start organizing discussion groups, and you use these discussion groups as a trap, as a net to get them. So I had to use that wisdom to trap them. So I had to kill their dreams. If you want to be a doctor, you won't be. If you want to be a teacher, you won't be. So I had to make sure that they stop in primary 7. They don't continue with the school. So to live a miserable life. So I began organizing discussion groups. I had the power in my finger. They had made some cuttings on my finger, and they had put some herbal medicine.
That was witch doctors who had done that?
Yes. When I was very young, when they were preparing when I was very young. So I had the power in my finger called the power of black magic. The power of trickery. You play on people's mind using that power.
You play with the people's mind using the power?
Yes, the power of black magic. These magicians, people enjoy watching these things on televisions, on YouTube, where and where.
And live, of course.
Live
shows.
magicians. Someone gets a paper and makes money. Someone
makes sand
and turns sand into sugar. So you laugh and you enjoy. But by the end of that session, you'll be trapped.
There's one who came to our school in the village, and he said he can call somebody to produce an egg. And the children said, that cannot happen. And the guy did something that called some boy, and he touched his head like this and just said certain words. The guy removed, in a few seconds, the guy removed his trousers and he released an egg there, a real egg.
Yeah, so
now, I don't know how that happened, but that must have been a devil coming out of the boy anyway.
That's black magic. So I had that power, and that power was coming from my mom's side. They used to have that power. So I used that power in that mission. So I would pick a chalk, just write on the blackboard a number. So the students are there watching. They are thinking that I'm like helping them to do it, to understand certain things. But in the spiritual sense, I'm trapping them, taking them or drawing them near into the kingdom.
Trapping them or stealing their wisdom?
As in, like it was like planting an evil seed into them.
Into them.
Yes.
But for them, they're innocently looking at the guy who is discussing for them and
appreciating a guy who is taking his time to help them.
So the devil only came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. He cannot help anybody. So whatever he gives you is only to expand his kingdom. So for you, you were given something, people were thinking you are brilliant, but it was to advance the kingdom of Satan. Okay?
So I would write a number, just get a chalk, I write on a blackboard, and I discuss a number. So after I would ask them, have you understood how we do this number? So because I have used the chalk, and I would get a chalk, I make sure I attach that chalk to this finger. So when I attach it, I would just meditate, and I would call upon the power of black magic. And I would change and I would turn the chalk into a magic stick. So that's how I did my things. So after turning, and I would face the students, I had the power, the same power of black magic. They had put that power on my forehead here. They made some cuttings, and they put some herbal medicine. So I would also meditate.
I can actually see a scar here.
Yes. So I would meditate, and I would call upon demons of foolishness into the room.
So for you, they don't hear you calling that.
They
you
don't
just
hear.
Say it quietly, spiritually.
Just meditating only. So they would come directly from the underworld. So then I would have to ask, have you understood how we do this number? Because I have used the chalk and I have turned it into a magic stick. For you continue that, like you're seeing it's a number, but in the actual sense, I'm just tricking your mind. So then anyone would say, yes, I have understood. In the spiritual sense, like I said before, the word yes means a lot in the spiritual realm. It was like you agreeing with me spiritually. You're believing in what I'm saying. So we become like friends in the spirit. So after you say yes, then I would release those demons of foolishness into the students. So from that time, you find yourself, you open a book to revise something, you feel asleep, you just sleep, doze off. You revise the book, you enter the examination room, you black out, you don't remember anything. So those things, I would send such demons into students. So yeah, I did very many things. I went to P7, doing the same thing. That was the same mission I was doing. But in P7, I encountered something strange in my life. So in P7, these demons told me that we want to show that your master is strong and is the creator controlling the universe. So we want to show you more about how we get these people back into the kingdom. Because for me, actually, they had trained me mainly to curse people. It's like bewitching people.
Yes, I remember you telling us in one of the episodes that you would go barefooted and whoever stepped in where you had stepped would receive a curse. So, yeah.
So, because they had given me that assignment to curse people, to make sure people live like miserable lives. So they had to teach me how they do it. They had to take me deeper into that. So we went somewhere. I was in P7. It was P7 second term. In second term at that school by that time.
That's in Chagwe.
And that's Kokonjeru district.
Yes.
So during holidays, when it comes to second term, when you candidates, they leave you at school to study during holidays, coaching. You started doing some preparing you for national
P7,
exams.
yes, national exams.
Yeah. So it was a holiday in second term where they told me, we want to show you that your master is strong and is the creator of the universe and is the control of the universe. So one day, by that time, in that holiday of the second term of P7, I was living with...
in the headmaster's home?
Yeah, in his home or in his house.
Okay.
So he was renting somewhere in Kokonjeru.
Were you related to him? How did you come to begin living with him?
Remember, like I said, I was wise. So when you're wise, teachers love you.
Okay.
They're expecting
So you became friends.
We became friends.
He decided that you stay there and study.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
right.
he requested my auntie that let this boy stay at my house.
And concentrate.
Yeah, and concentrate. Even sometime I would sleep at the director's home.
Okay.
So I was like that.
Okay, so what happened?
So one day I was at his home, and for him he had gone to Gayaza. So he left me there for 3 weeks. And in those 3 weeks we were attending holiday classes. We were being taught during holidays. So one day I went somewhere in a certain place. The whole area is called Chagwe, or a village. So I went to that village, and they revealed to me secrets of deeper secrets of how they trap people. So we went somewhere, and one day we went somewhere for burial. And to that burial, someone had died. A Muslim lady had died on that day. And for them, when you die, they bury you that day. Don't
the Muslims, yeah, actually that's what they do.
Yeah.
They bury you on the same day.
Yeah. So we went for burial, like normal people. I went with my friend and some other people, the relatives of my friend.
Okay.
So we went there, we sat. So me, I didn't know what was going to happen. So I had very many questions in my mind. What am I going to see? What are they going to show me? To show me that the devil is...
The demons had told you that you are going to see this burial, and there you will appreciate the power of your God. They didn't tell you,
They didn't tell me that you are going for burial. They just told me you're going to know that our master is... that your master is strong, is the creator, is the controller. So the following day, my friend called me and he took me for burial. So when we went to the burial place, That's
Yes.
when I witnessed these things.
Okay.
So we were there. Time came and a certain man was reading. He had a book and he was talking about the background of the deceased. So as he was reading about the deceased's background, I saw 5 men coming to attend the burial ceremony. So they came as normal people. They were dressed in kanzus and they had some local shoes. In Luganda we call them lugabire.
Okay.
Or tangira. So they came with the black books.
Those are shoes kind of made out of cat tires and they look like slippers, right?
So they came with the black books and they sat somewhere. It was like they were listening, following listening to that man who was talking about the deceased. So and they began taking records of what the man was saying. So after taking records, they gave attention to one another. So it was like they agreed, like you go in agreement with someone. So they chose one of the 5. They chose one of them and said, it will be you, like that, something of the sort. So after all that, for them, they just stood up and went out. So that same night, it was around 11:45.
Now, that's before you reached the night. What happened at this burial? They left the body. Did they bury the body? Or
these 5 men, after doing what they wanted, recording, taking records,
and agreeing between themselves,
and arguing between
that
themselves,
it will be this one.
Yeah, they went away.
They went away, right?
So for us, we went. They buried the lady, and we went back.
It was a lady who had died.
Yeah, a Muslim lady. So
you went back.
I didn't
with your
go
friend
back to school, to my headmaster's house. I slept at my friend's home.
Okay.
Yeah. So
which was in the neighborhood of
near.
that.
Not neighborhood, but
not
near.
very far from.
Not very far. So I slept there. So it was around 11:45. This friend of mine came and woke me up. A young boy. So he woke me up. He told me, "Come, we are going somewhere." So I wondered, where are we going?
In the night?
In the night. It was around 11:45.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought, like, am I escorting him to somewhere, or he's going for a long call or what? So I didn't know what he was going to do. So he took me somewhere. We walked and walked and walked. Then when we walked, we reached a certain area. It was like a prepared land, or bare land. There is nothing, but it is prepared. Like you prepare land and you going like or to sow something or to plant something on that land.
Okay.
Prepared land. So we went there.
In the night.
In the night. So I asked him, what are we going to do? So he just kept quiet. So me, I stood and I just waited, and he stood also and we just waited. He just told me, "You look, just focus and do what and look. You're going to see something." So as I stood, I saw a man coming with a lady, but they were very far. So I didn't identify their faces very well or clearly because it was night. So I looked at these 2 people coming, a man and a lady, coming towards our direction. So I had the questions in my mind: what are they doing at this time? The man, that man was carrying a big sack on his shoulders like this. Big sack full of some things which I didn't know at first. So this lady was carrying a hoe, a short hoe. So they were coming. So after reaching somewhere, this lady handed the hoe to the man. Then the lady went back. So I was like, what are they going to do? These people dig at night? So I was asking very many questions in my mind. So after, this man went up to the graveyard where they had buried the Muslim lady.
So where you were was very close to where they buried the Muslim lady?
Yes, it was near the graveyard.
You would see him going, or you went with him?
I would see him going. It wasn't very far.
Okay.
So he went, Then he stopped and first he put the things down, the luggage. Then he looked up in the sky, and it was like he was looking at the moon.
Yes.
So he looked at the moon and looked at it for some minutes.
Like he was meditating or something?
Just like looking at, like as if you're watching or waiting for something. So as he looked at the moon, he after some minutes, then he went and he got a stick. He had a stick in his trouser, a short stick. He got the stick and went and just knocked on the grave of that lady.
Where they had buried this woman.
Where
the
they
grave
had
where they had buried the woman the previous day.
Yeah. After knocking, it was like thunder, like a thunder. You hear that the way.
Like thunderbolt, that
lightning which comes. Yeah.
Was it seeing lightning or hearing the thunderbolt?
Hearing the way
that sound there which comes.
Then that sound you hear, then the
lightning.
Then the lightning comes and strikes.
So it was like lightning struck the place, and there was even thunder. The thunderbolt.
So after that, on a high speed actually, then this lady who had been buried, she came out. It was like
when somebody is dead, we call that a dead body.
Yes.
So the dead body of the buried woman. That dead body comes out.
It came out on a high speed. And she came out on a high speed, like in seconds.
Some power pulled it out of the body.
Yeah. After that thunder, the sound and the thunderbolt, the dead body came out. So I looked at that thing. I was like, am I dreaming? So
after all, it was at night.
Yeah. So, and that time it was around 12.
Now 12 midnight.
Midnight. So this man picked a hoe and handed over the hoe to the dead body. So he began uttering some words which I didn't get. I didn't pick clearly. So after uttering, it was like this dead body was being controlled by this man's words. So this dead body began walking like a living human being. So she walked and she began now digging holes, like digging when you're digging and you're going to sow seeds, like let's say maize or beans. So she began digging on that land.
So they were using a dead body to dig.
Yes.
And the dead body looked like it had life.
It had life.
Of course, some of us who are hearing, maybe some of you who are hearing from different countries, maybe these things are not in your countries. But I've read things like in the Congo and here in Uganda, we have heard of stories where people, sorcerers, use dead bodies to dig and to plant. They use them as labor. It's not a resurrection that somebody will come to life and begin living and eating and doing what, but they use dead bodies. I don't know how they preserve them, and they don't decompose, but they use them for digging. So this is what Ed witnessed, and he's telling us. So they give this dead body a hole, and the dead body begins digging.
And digs.
When you are seeing like this.
With my naked eyes.
It is not a dream.
It's not a dream. It wasn't a dream. It was live.
My God.
So
which means they put some demonic powers in this dead body to enable the dead body to come and do the work for this witch.
Yes. After digging, and on a high speed, she was using a high speed, like in a speed of a flash.
Not digging like a normal human being like this.
It was using a high speed.
Digging, you dig an acre maybe in a few minutes.
So after she went and she went and stood, then this man came and picked that sack and handed the sack to her.
To the dead body.
The dead body.
Now I don't know whether we should call this a dead living body, but anyway, the dead body which was doing the labor work.
So after picking the sack, the dead body went and began sowing seeds. putting the seeds into the holes.
Were they mangoes? Which kind of seeds?
I didn't nut first because it was night.
It was night. You didn't know what the thing was planting.
So, but this man kept on looking at the moon. So after some time, after sowing the seeds and covering the holes with the soil, the man looked on the moon once more, and then he uttered some words, and then he escorted this dead body back into
the grave.
Then the other thunderbolt appeared again, and then the dead body disappeared back into the grave.
And the place was sealed.
And the place was filled.
Sealed properly so that it remained as a grave.
As a grave.
So now, people who came in the morning, they couldn't see that there had been an activity.
They would not even actually realize because there was no crack,
no
hole, nothing.
But a demonic thing has happened.
Yeah. So I wondered, and I said, can this be? Is this reality? So after we went back.
You went back and slept?
And slept.
At your friend's place?
Yes.
So, you know, in my language, they say what they are planting, where there's a path. You don't need to ask. You have to wait. It's a matter of time. As you continue passing there, you will see what comes out. So you also waited for the thing to come out.
I went with very many questions in my mind. So I wouldn't ask it this
hey, wait a minute. A dead body, anybody seeing a dead body walking would flee. If even somebody whom you know, if you went there and you know this person is dead and he stands up, the instinct is run. So what did you do?
Me, I didn't run because it was normal to me. Because me, I would sleep in graveyards. I had no fear.
Hey, you didn't tell us about that. You were sleeping in the graveyards and stuff.
I would sleep in graveyards.
Maybe
in graveyards.
That will be for another day. But let's concentrate for now.
So it was normal to me, and I went away praising.
Seeing the power of...
praising. That. By that time, I was calling him my dad, Satan.
So you were praising Satan for the technology?
Yeah, so I was praising as at the same time having very many questions. Wondering.
You are marveled.
Yeah. So
flabbergasted at that.
I was like, my God is powerful. My dad is powerful. Those are the words I was releasing from my mouth. So we went back and slept at my friend's home. Then the following day, early morning, it was around 10 a.m. I first went back to the headmaster's home. Then after 3 days, I don't know. Actually, I was driven by demons. I just found myself going back to my friend's place. So I went back after 3 days just to visit him. So when I went back, it was like something was controlling my movement. So my body, pass here, pass there, pass here, pass there. So as I was moving to my friend's home, I passed by that area where they had dug.
Where they had buried the woman, and to the garden where the woman was digging at night, where the dead body was digging at night.
So I turned. It was like something was forcing me. Something forced me to look
there
at the land. So when I looked at the land, I saw something strange or something amazing. It was like I saw beans, dry beans. I looked at the things.
Dry beans, like you are seeing the seeds, or dry beans on like their stems, which have grown?
Stems. Beans, they grow, then
they matured.
They mature, then they dry when they are still in the garden. That was after 3 days.
Now, are you sure those beans had not been there before?
No. I witnessed it. It wasn't a dream. I witnessed that with my naked eyes.
The ground was flat. It had nothing.
It had nothing.
So at night, this thing plants, the things grow in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. They have matured and they have ripened.
And they are dry.
And they are ready to be harvested in 3 days.
In 3 days.
So that is the devil's agriculture technology.
So when I saw that, actually, on that day, I got scared inside me. It was like I got scared. So I stood and I looked at that amazing thing. As I stood, then people were coming with the sacks to harvest. And I wonder,
Were they dead bodies or now
no,
these are normal
now
people?
this time normal people coming with the
Would
sacks.
you differentiate that this is a normal person and this is a dead?
Yeah, I would differentiate. I would say that you can say normal person dressed up properly, and they were coming to harvest.
They know what happens, they know the technology, and they do that.
They know.
Uh-huh.
And on that area, the whole area, that's how people dig that side.
In that village, people use dead bodies to
dig.
do their agriculture.
Yeah. So they don't disturb themselves with wasting their energy. The devil gave them power to do that. And they were not digging.
So, but the person who died was also from that area?
No. It was like when you are in Kampala, or when someone is in Kampala and dies, and they take the person back to the village. So when they harvest these things, they sell these things somewhere. And
so they come, they harvest the things that are the granules that,
these were beans
that have grown in 3 days, planted by a dead body. And the 3 days they are ready, they are harvesting. So when they harvest, they take back to dry, they take home to dry?
No, they already dry.
They already dried from the garden?
From the garden, and in 3 days.
So they pack ready for sale?
Yeah. So these people, they are not doing this thing that they have mercy for the people they want. They don't want the country to get short of
food or something.
Or sauce. No, that is their assignment from
hell.
Yeah. So they take to a certain place in Kampala, and it's like
a certain
stock.
market.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is like a stock where, like for wholesale, where they do wholesale.
Where they do wholesale, traders come and buy from there. They are thinking they are buying beans, normal beans, but they are buying something from satanic technology.
So whoever buys that those beans, you go, you will see, you cook and you eat normally.
It's just normal beans.
Yeah, but in the actual sense, these beans are like they're like a hook, or like hooks. A hook which they just use to get you, to curse you.
Oh, so, they are used to bring curses into people, sicknesses and stuff.
Cancer, barrenness. So whoever consumes or eats those beans, you have to take a character of a dead body.
I mean, you have to have some sickness. Character of a dead body. Of course, a dead body cannot talk.
Dead body,
maybe you have sicknesses and stuff.
A dead body doesn't have money. A dead body cannot drive a car, so you won't buy a car. A dead body cannot construct a house. You cannot construct a house for yourself. You end up like that. So that. Like everything you do, it ends up in failure.
They want you to bring a spirit of failure in you. When you talk about the things, they out there in the market, you cannot tell where they have come from. But we as believers, we have to pray and sanctify. Even when you're going to buy, when you're going to shop, it's good to pray that the Lord will lead you to the right shops so that you don't fall into these demonic traps. But we are protected by the blood of Jesus. I want to say this as we conclude. I've seen in newspapers, on social media, that witchcraft is being introduced in some universities as a subject, like in South Africa. For instance, they have introduced witchcraft as one of the subjects. And when the Minister of Education was introducing this, he said, we want to bring African technology. We can tap into the spiritual African technology to solve certain African problems. For instance, a traffic jam on the road, which doctors can fly on a broom. So if we tap into that technology, we can fly. Now, I want to tell people, Satan's things are not intended to help human race. Satan came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. If that technology was really a technology that can help people, Uganda would be a food basket for the whole world, because you plant beans in 3 days, then you can export anywhere. But these things are terrible things. They are intended to curse people, to bring sicknesses. In fact, if maybe the Lord unveils our eyes to see what those beans are, they are not real beans. You can find maybe they are dead people's bones or teeth or something. It's terrible. But we are protected by the blood. These things are real. They look like a myth. We have heard, some of you maybe from the parts of the country or of the world where you come from, you also have heard the stories of dead people, witches using dead bodies to dig and to plant. Now, Eddie witnessed that. He saw that, and he knows it does not help. It was intended to curse people. In fact, he told me one time that these guys, after, they have sold these things in markets, they get that money which they got from the traders, they take them back to that place and in a cemetery, and they curse them. Is that true? Yes, that's exactly what they do. Now, people, we live in a wicked world, but we need Christ to be in us to protect us so that we are safe from the things. Viewers, we have been so glad we are glad and privileged to have you watching us, hearing the things. Some of you are doubting, but the Bible says we are going to account for everything that we say in this world. If we are saying lies, one day we are going to stand before the Lord to account for them. But we are telling you our experience. I prayed for this young man. I cast out demons. We shall be telling you how many other things. So let's meet next time. Please, you can read our books like 7 Years in Hell is a story of another devil worshiper. Somebody I prayed for and got delivered. 7 Years in Hell, a few minutes in heaven. Get it on our website, online, or in our Ugandan libraries here. We believe God that soon we shall be circulating these books across the globe. Don't forget, Soul Merchants is a great book. Satanist Attacks on the Local Church, it is a great book. You can't miss it. An 8-year boy's visit to heaven is another great book. So, God bless you. Access our website and buy these materials. They are going to be great, helpful to you. God bless you. Eddie, you can say bye to our audience.
Dear viewers, I thank you for following us. I thank you for watching these things. These things we speak for you to help you to see beyond what you've been seeing. These things are real, but I thank God that He enabled me to go through such a situation to glorify His name, because now I'm delivered, I'm serving the Lord through a testimony, and the people are getting delivered. Their eyes are being opened and they are delivered. I thank God for that. May God bless you all. Amen.
Amen. God bless you. Thank you so much for sharing that testimony. God bless you and continue to strengthen you and cause you to grow and become a mature Christian who is going to bless our nation, bless the world. May the Lord bless you. Amen.